businessman.
Right.
He was an investor in politicians. He is truly the celebrity presidential apprentice.
Yes.
He got in it for the money, but raping of the masses, and for the money and the raping of the masses. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably why a lot of presidents get into it. What did they tell us years ago was asking why people get into politics.
Money.
It's for money, power. And prestige.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things that people get into.
I mean, Clinton was on the news thing a couple of days ago. You just pop your head up every so many months.
Right.
Look at all the press you get and stuff. It's
And money.
right.
What is it? What's his organization? The Clinton Foundation.
Clinton Foundation.
Balling.
Terrible.
And it says Trump cleared his bills when he licensed his name abroad. Remember Atlantic City? His pops helped him out then.
Right,
That
bailed him
is
out.
why he cashed out when the Russian mobs, etc. Don't we have enough? Let's see. Don't we have enough intel to boot him out? 25th Amendment. Hey, Nancy. Well, I mean, I'm sure they do, and I guess a lot of people are like, what are we waiting on?
Well, how are you going to do that if the Republicans control the House? You can't boot him out.
True. And
So-
he can just pardon himself, right?
Yeah, right. so everybody that's been in court can pardon themselves too. That would set a
Right.
precedent.
Can I pardon myself?
Right. So,
I mean, not that I've done it.
do you know that would collapse the child support system, and you sisters would just be in a panic mode? Don't worry about that child support. We'll just I'll just pardon myself.
Oh, you talk about the child support system would be a wrap.
It'd be a wrap, and
listen,
you women would be panicking.
I know I'm $50,000 in
Yeah.
arrears, but I'm gonna
Pardon
pardon myself.
myself.
I'm gonna wipe that debt clean.
That's right.
Okay, and we just gonna start over.
Start over. As a matter of fact, the baby is not yours.
Okay, and we don't need a DNA test.
Right.
Jonathan says money is a snitch on the white nation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
a big old paper trail.
It is, and that's the whole key. Follow the money. And everything we do, follow the money.
So, dang, is it 4:30 already?
It is.
You talk too much.
We're having such a good time.
Okay. Al says, I'm not joining no political party. In fact, I was even asked to join the Green Peter Pan party, and I said, never, never. Can't stand him. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're going to transition. Donovan actually wants to ask a question. You want to switch spots with me?
No.
Okay. He's going to ask a question. We talked about this yesterday, and I said, well, you know, why don't you ask the question? So go right ahead.
So here's the question for everybody that's out there listening, and I want you to think about this. Here in Moreno Valley, we have a candidate that just won the primary for the Republican Party. She's a Republican, but she's also a black woman. Now, the NAACP talks about how it's for the advancement of colored people and all these great things that we were supposed to do, right? Now, does the NAACP, are they supposed to back that black woman or back the Democratic Asian guy, the gay Asian guy, because he is gay, he's the first outright
listening
Asian
to your
gay.
story,
Right.
okay?
I'm just giving you guys facts. So my dilemma is, who is the NAACP supposed to back? Because I would think if you're for black people, the only people that are going to look out for you are other black people. But
Allegedly.
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 So my question is, who would you support in a situation like? Would you listen to the NAACP and back the black Asian person or the?
Well, okay, I would just say this, and I'm going to read your comment, Charles. It says, I don't know why people want a President Pence. It would be worse. Ride it out. No, I agree with that. I definitely agree that Pence would be worse because he's Trump is doing it for him.
Yeah, but see, the difference is it wouldn't be worse because Pence wouldn't be caught up in all the scandals and breaking laws. That's the problem. That's the difference.
Right. Okay, so you would rather have a Pence?
To me, it doesn't matter, but in Pence's case, he isn't caught up in breaking laws right now.
Got it.
So, yeah, it's going to be worse.
Oh, yeah.
But,
most definitely.
I mean, this guy, Trump, is sitting there breaking laws, and if we don't address that, we have no democracy.
Got it.
So,
And so, Ed, you're saying, I think you're saying hi, you're saying bye, I know what you're saying. And Al says, baby, you are not 50G in the rear because it's all natural. Lord have mercy. But anyway, so
to that
who
question.
should the NAACP if you have a black candidate who happens to be Republican, and then the Democrat happens to be a gay Asian. Now, these
Right,
are,
or
this is
other.
what you're telling me,
Yeah.
or other.
He
Other than
is
black.
other. Right, he's other than black.
All right. Well, just for me personally, I would say depending on what the platforms are,
Mhm.
support who's going to actually help your people.
Okay.
To me, that would be the easy answer. I don't have any back door knowledge of the NAACP, but I can only speculate that they get a lot of money from these candidates. And
Yes.
so they're not going to say, well, we're not going to support you.
So how is the NAACP supposed to help black people if they're not for black people?
Well, the question too is that person that's black for black people?
Maybe they're not. And there's a lot of black people in Congress that aren't for black people.
Right.
Maxine Waters,
Right.
so on and so on and so
so then
forth.
we keep getting into because
Right.
they're black,
But
we should back them.
But here at a local level,
That's where it'd be worse.
this particular candidate knows the issues, blah 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 blah. But yet our local NAACP keeps saying vote for this gay Asian man, who hasn't done nothing for us in the 3 terms that he has been sitting in
Well,
office.
he was not no different than anybody else who ain't done nothing for us. Just come and eat some chicken wings with us at the meeting
Right.
and tell us what we want to hear and just get to the phone
So,
and check my name.
so what I'm saying is, for me, I can only speak for myself. I'll take my chances with this new candidate and just see what they're going to do.
Okay.
It's only a 2-year stint.
Well, let's see what they say. And Ed says, the NAACP was formed by whites.
Mm-hmm.
I would back the Asian guy. And see, and that's what me and Donovan discussed as well yesterday. When we know that the founding members were white,
Mm-hmm.
most of them were white, and so it was Malcolm X that formed the question. I'm paraphrasing. He says shouldn't you be very suspicious of somebody white who wants to be at the helm of black organization? Why do you
right.
want to be over black people stuff?
Mm-hmm.
What are you really getting out of this, and why do we keep falling for it?
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter. We know that Black Lives Matter
George
is funded
Soros.
by George Soros, who is also a big-time funder of the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you giving $33 million to Black Lives Matter? You doing it just because Black Lives Matter? Or
It's a tax write-off.
or that, but is there something more? Is there some, you know what I mean? And then so he's saying he would back the Asian guys, what Ed was saying. And Jonelle says the NAACP Foundation is Jews, so that will be their overall decision. Yeah, and again, that's who their founders are. And then Ed also says the NAACP was formed by whites. Charles says not sell out black politicians like Clarence Thomas, John Lewis, Cory Booker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cory Booker,
Kamala
Kareem
Harris,
Brown.
most definitely Kamala Harris. The NAACP and National Black Caucus are owned by the establishment Democrats. Clinton money, F them.
Right.
Is what he's saying.
See, and that's where I'm at, because it's obvious this organization is not for black people.
And then the troubling part that me and my daughter had when we went into to look at the people we should vote for. A lot of the candidates, the black candidates, said that they want to.
DACA.
They said DACA. What is it? Gay and lesbian issues, whatever
Right,
they call it,
LGBT.
LGBT, whatever, and women's rights, and then all of them said last African American issues, whatever that might have been. And I said, wow, you can't even put your people first on the list.
Nope.
We got to come last.
That's
So, and then Jonelle said, separation is the only solution. We must establish our own on all levels, or we will continue to be under subjection to others and their decision for us straight slavery. Yes.
Amen, brother.
That's where we are headed if we're not already there. And a lot of people think it's a joke and think, oh, I'll never be a slave. Well,
You already are.
we already are to
Right.
some degree. I mean, we
Economic
can't even-
slaves.
Yeah, and I say this jokingly, but I'm dead serious. Like, we can't even stay out the Waffle House.
Right.
Why are we even discussing Waffle
Right.
Houses?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. At this level, I mean, I was already through with the NAACP, but for
Don't
them,
tell your auntie.
yeah, and I got family members that are members. But the thing is, I'm through with them now because if my eyes weren't open then, it's open now that
Well, they
this
pissed you
organization.
off a long time
Yeah,
ago.
because it just opens my eyes. Because when I was a candidate, they refused to back me.
Right, yeah, they did.
You know,
They did.
and the Black Women's Coalition. Remember that group?
I remember.
I'm the only black candidate. They would rather back a white woman. It just, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
And I was there, so I saw it with my own eyes. And Al said, if the NAACP has real black women, that's what most men should want. Someone with a big back. Oh, my God. And Archie says, Demetri K. and Donovan, guys, I don't know if you guys see the way I do as I'm sitting up here in Canada and looking at the USA. We have a president who is actually a businessman and according, let's see. Ooh. You wasn't playing. You was like, I'll be right back with a book. Okay, damn. Who was actually a businessman, and according to what I heard, I just heard, he's not even good at that. Straight to the point, if the system wanted Trump out, he would be out already. Right. I don't believe we the people have much power in that matter. Now, here's the last thing I'm going to say. I'm sorry to say, but up here in Canada, me and my friends are looking at what is supposedly politics in the USA the same way as, I'm sure you guys remember, the WWF back in the 80s. It's like Donald Trump plays the bad guy, evil Republican, aka the $1 million man, with Virgil, with him, Kanye West, etc. Because this is all a real show, soap opera to us. Now, who is Kim Kardashian to be able to access so-called president to save our asses?
Right.
Okay. Please, Donovan, only suggest to us, in theory, what, if anything, we can do to change all of this.
Separate. We've got to do our own thing. I mean, at this point, if you're asking me, that is the only way. We have to start. And I tell Dee this all the time. I hate that she's right. Group economics. We have to start spending and doing for ourselves. Nobody's going to save us.
And it's like, what is it going to take, though? Is it going to take for us to get some shackles?
It's going to.
Me and you going to be in the field, brother.
Right. You know what? We're already there. So
right.
Yeah, that's what it's going to take.
Right.
More of us in poverty, more of us fighting these wars that we shouldn't be fighting and ending up dead.
Or saying, why don't you like us? Oh, can you please just let me in the Waffle House? Oh my gosh, I want a cup of coffee without you calling the police on me. It's like, why do you care?
We are the only group of people in the United States in the last 40 years. Our numbers have not moved.
It's dropped.
Right.
We are, especially in population. We are just like, that's not disturbing.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Very scary. And let's see. Oops.
But we have to separate at this point. You know, it's like a bad marriage. If you've tried.
400 and something years.
Yeah, it's not working.
Slavery, right.
It's time to go.
Right. And Ed says, check it out. The only way people of color will be equal is to have the Constitution destroyed. Remember Malcolm X? That's not going to happen. It just sucks. We are still being seen as chattel. So she said we're still being seen as chattel, which is it's true. It's very true. We are seen as property or something that has no significance or any value. I mean, just look at the stuff that police officers and, you know, a lot of white people, even Asians, Hispanics not even at this point, what they do and they say to us.
They have no fear.
Right. And I mean, they treat animals better. If somebody saw an animal being treated the way a lot of us have been treated on by the police or anybody, they'd be up in arms. I mean, hell, Michael Vick can't even walk outside without somebody pointing a finger at him. So, I mean, imagine. And let's see. Charles says, the cold hard fact is black issues is economic issues first, and yes, we need to vote those who will persecute those cops committing hate crimes with the blessing of Trump and former President Obama, W. and Clinton. We had 2 black attorney generals under Obama and now a known racist Sessions. Right. And I mean, I'm not really for sure of all of Eric Holder's things that he did.
Right.
I mean, he did a few things. He did something with the stop and frisk thing, and now Trump was at the time, I don't know if he still is, was trying to broaden it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, what do you do? And Al says, you're so right. People will not stay out of the Waffle House. I asked a Starbucks employee, do they even get a coffee break? Lord have mercy.
Man.
No, but I mean, seriously, we're not going to, the only justice we're going to get is the justice we give ourselves.
Thank you.
Plain and simple. It's not like the oppressor is not going to one day wake up and say, okay, I'm tired of oppressing you. I'm tired of all this money y'all giving me. I'm tired of being on top.
Well,
He's not going to say that. And so it's going to be up to us to say, okay, I'm done. Like you said, separate.
Walk away.
Let's divorce. You're no good for me, and I'm no good for you.
But don't get it twisted. We should not leave here empty-handed.
Oh, okay.
We should not leave here empty-handed.
I got you.
Okay,
you,
just like the minister said.
I got you, brother. I got you. Jonell says, Dred Scott Judge Cheney ruling, blacks have no rights that a white man is bound to respect. That's a Supreme Court ruling that they hold dear to their pale cold hearts of stone.
Yes, and it is still on the books today.
So, technically, we ain't free anyway.
Right.
We don't have no rights. I saw a video right before I came over here of a black father. He was infuriated, if that's how you say it, because his son was riding his bike down the street, and apparently this white racist dude was mad because the little boy rode his bike by his house, and he pointed a gun at him. So the father went to see him. You know, he was, oh my God, it's almost like you can hear the blood vessels popping. But it's to the point to where your black child can't even ride his bike down the street without one of these pointing a gun at them. So it's like, at what point do we stop yelling and saying, don't do that to my kid?
Right. And
you start taking action. Because in my mind, I was like, well, damn, now everybody know where this dude lives. To me, it seemed like he should be getting a whole lot of visitors. You pointing guns at people's kids? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to give you something to point a gun at. I'm hypothetically, y'all. I don't want nobody to report me I'm talking about killing people, because I'm not. And Al says, you're so, I read that joke already. Okay. Let's see. And then Charles says, yes, the only the oppressor will understand is if we give them our money. Yeah, or if we stop giving them our money. Absolutely. But then, you know, then that's when they're going to try to play nice or try to trip us up like they always have. You know, it's like, okay, we that's $1.3 trillion y'all just walked away with. So that kind of helps our economy going. You guys are the largest consumers of everything. You don't save nothing. You spend it all with us, and so
And all we got to do is give you a voucher for Section 8 to move in a few neighborhoods, and y'all are content. I mean, that's our problem. I'm serious. Because
Section 8 voucher?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, look at the homes out here that when the Section 8 people move in, nobody. Okay, for those that are listening, in California, Southern California, right now. There is a problem with the Section 8 voucher because a lot of the owners of these properties do not want to rent to Section 8 people.
Right.
And the reason that is because when you got a Section 8, you can only the rent can only be so much because you're dealing with the federal government.
Right.
So we're at a point in California where these people are raising the rent and they want to make money, but they're using that as a guise and saying we don't want that because Section 8 people come in there, they tear up your property, and it's just too much of a hassle.
I'm gonna try to get me a Section 8 house.
I wish I could get me one. Sure.
How much is the rent? $2?
No, but what kills me is $25 rent, and then these people still ain't making the payments.
Now you stupid. You stupid.
That's what kills me. Or here in California,
can I borrow $25?
Yeah, but you look at their $400 hairstyle, whatever. But
you're not. See, you taking it too far.
No, but I'm just saying, you look at the signs. But,
I got you.
But what kills me is, and I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about this. This is a true story. It is tough out here to live in California. That's why I have a niece that just got here. I don't know why she's here, but anyway, good luck to you. Here's the thing. People buy homes. They're like, I want a home. And that is the American dream, to have your own home. But what kills me is they buy the home, but they don't have the money to maintain the home.
Right, yes. It costs a little bit of money.
Exactly.
The air conditioner go out. You are the landlord.
So here you are taking care of your yard. And then your neighbor can't afford to have somebody do the yard because little Ray that's in the house with him, he's your prince, so he can't cut the yard.
He's too cute to cut the grass.
He's too cute to cut
I'm going to tell y'all something, okay? Y'all take it how you want to, okay? I have no problem cutting the grass.
Okay.
I shouldn't be cutting the grass, but I ain't got a problem with it. I was out there yesterday, 5:30, 6:30, however what time it was. I was trimming the yard, pruning the tree, the one tree I got out there, mowing the grass. I was,
doing it.
I was like, they ain't going to tell us if we take over South Africa, black people don't know how to cultivate the land.
Right.
and you know, and I really think this is a problem all over the nation. I don't care where you are, Illinois, Canada. It's just a problem over there. There's always that one neighbor that has that car in the driveway that's broken down and stuff.
I ain't that neighbor.
No. I ain't talking about you. But I'm just saying, everybody can relate what I just said. There's always that neighbor that has that car that just sits in the driveway.
We
all
gonna save
day
that
long.
for the next show.
Okay, we'll save that for the
Okay?
next show. All right.
And then Jonelle says, right, Donovan, we need those reparations. We need them right now.
That's right.
He
We
said,
ain't
just
leaving.
throw a surprise party for them.
Yeah, we ain't leaving empty-handed.
So they're agreeing with you. Something says, so true, Donovan. And then Nancy says, what did you think when Trump said black employment was down? Number 45, still describing people by color. You know what bothers me? I need a voucher. How do I get one?
Right,
Shoot.
right.
Tell us.
Tell
how to
us,
get one.
please.
We looking for a
Please.
voucher.
Okay, for those of us, and I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but those of us that took economics, not everybody took economics in college or even in high
I
school.
wasn't trying to take
Right.
it.
When they do the job indexing, the job index historically has been full employment.
Right.
You're at an employer, you're working 40
True,
hours
right.
with benefits.
Okay.
They're saying that, blacks have never been higher and employment's never been higher. You've got people working part-time jobs. There are no full-time jobs. So now they have included part-time jobs in the job
Or these
indexing
temporary
number.
jobs,
Right.
or the warehouse
right.
jobs.
And so they're
Right.
counting you as employed. That
Right.
is not employment.
Right, 5 hours a week at the local,
Right.
French fries.
Yeah, so
Shack.
when they say that our unemployment rate is less than 5%, that's not true.
Right, but we know that.
Right,
But
right.
people who will fall for the banana in the
Right.
tailpipe,
Right,
black
but-
people are doing well, better than ever now.
But that's why these corporations and people are in cahoots trying to shut down your show, because little information like that somebody might not have known, now they're going to go research and say, yeah, you're right. You can't. How is a part-time job included as employment?
Yeah, you ain't making it on no part-time
Right.
job.
And here in California, I know people that are working 3 part-time jobs.
And on the stroll.
Well, yeah, you got some chicks doing that. So, but
Arson, you say, okay, when you say the blacks are treated worse than animals in this day and age, it's really scary. There's a video going around online about a 10-year-old who was cuffed by the police.
Yes, I saw
was
that.
Terrified. Terrified, could it be that things are just the same as they were back in the days of Black Panther, Malcolm X, basically back in the 60s, and we're just asleep and not realizing it? Absolutely,
Yes.
my brother.
yes, especially here in California, these racists hide behind their positions and their desks. So when you see this white person that got the vice presidency-ship, it's a manager position, whatever.
Right.
And you look at their qualifications versus your qualifications, they could never tell you, well, what made this guy over your experience and your
That's my
college
homie.
degree? Right.
And he's white and
Right.
not.
Exactly.
But no, absolutely.
Good.
Things are getting worse. And I would say they're pretty close to the way they used to
To be.
You got the point to where you have 10-year-old babies who are being handcuffed because he's running through the neighborhood, as most 10-year-olds do. He's running through the neighborhood, and a police officer said he looks like some suspect that they were chasing. So you mean to tell me you were chasing another 10-year-old?
Right.
And you're going to do that to me? The little boy was so terrified that he urinated on himself.
Right. I saw that video. Or you've got.
Right, right. Like you said, white people calling the police on you. I saw another video. A tow truck driver was doing his job, and a white lady comes out screaming and hollering at him, talking about, what are you doing? Those chemicals are harmful to us, and you're not supposed to be working here. Give me your name. And I'm like, why they can't never be me?
Right.
That's what I be wanting to know.
Right. But again, I think separation is the way. And they're trying to separate themselves because that's why they have their little community, Beverly Hills. That's a form of separation.
But they're encroaching on where everybody else is now through gentrification.
Exactly.
And Ed says, bro, Section 8 is going away too, homie.
Yes.
Homeboy, the rent is about to triple, right?
Yeah, I know.
It already is.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not against it because some people need help. Section 8 should not be a
30
lifestyle.
30
Yeah, it shouldn't be a
thing.
lifestyle.
Right.
But then again, there are some people, let's say you have a mental...
fixed
assisted
income or
living.
something.
Yeah,
Right,
assisted
yeah.
living. I believe that we
Right.
should help the
Not
poor.
for able-bodied people
Right.
for 10, 15, 20 years
Right.
and stuff. And then Jonelle says, Donovan is exhausted from that hood mentality.
Yes.
He like him a nice hood rat. Too.
Oh, man, I love him.
Don't
I
ever
love
get
him.
it twisted, okay? He like him a hood rat.
That's right. But look, when I'm done, get the hell up out of here. For those that don't know, D has a plaque at the base.
I do that, okay? I actually have a gold trophy. What you talking about?
Yes.
Al says, Your shirt, unfortunately, is what it is, but I like to say, let the potato chips fall where they may. Absolutely. Oh,
Yes.
y'all can see my shirt, huh? It is what it is. That's
is
one of
what
my
it is.
favorite sayings. And Charles says the minimum wage should be $22 an hour.
It should.
I mean, if you're going to live, especially out here, I mean, what is it now? 15?
Yeah, in California, I believe the minimum wage is
12?
$10,
10?
10 something, 10.75.
something, yeah.
10.75. But then again, if you raise the minimum wage, all the other wages are going to be raised up too.
But then people spend more money,
Yeah.
so then it kind of, you know.
But then again, the money isn't worth. Like I said, $1 today isn't the same dollar.
But if you was making $5 more an hour, you probably gonna spend at least half of that.
Yes.
So it goes
You're
back
absolutely-
into the economy. And listen,
Right.
I didn't even take economics.
Right.
I think I
But-
did, but I didn't do that well.
But
I understood.
the interest on the dollar. Why are we paying interest on paper? Why isn't anybody up in arms
is
about
it
that?
just paper?
It's paper.
You think Winco would
It's-
take some paper if I
it's-
just cut it up and I need to go give me some
It's backed
food?
by nothing.
Got it.
People think the Federal Reserve is a government institution. It's not.
Right,
It's
they
a
just
private
print off
banking.
dollars.
It's a private banking
Right.
thing that uses our dollars and charges us interest for using our dollars.
Right. Let's just go underground. Live off the land. That's what we need to do.
We can't do that. They're going to be charging us for air soon.
You ain't lying. I wouldn't even doubt it. You
Just think about it.
You want premium air? You
Right.
want the kind with the smog mixture?
Well, think
premium-
about it. To get clean, to get clean water, they're charging us for that. Look at
Charging
your
us for that.
at your water bill.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to look at that no
Mm-hmm,
more. Okay, I don't want to look at my water bill no more, especially in the summertime. It's like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like y'all stop taking baths
Mm-hmm.
around here.
I'm telling you, President Trump, one of the first things he did when he got in office was authorize more fluoride and more, what's that other deadly chemical that they put in water all the time?
I know fluoride.
Yeah, fluoride's one.
Bleach and no chlorine.
No, it was something deadly, but he authorized more of that to be
Something deadly,
done.
damn.
Yeah, and if you look at your water bill, they have to filter that out, and they're charging you for it.
Right. Well, I don't drink it. I don't drink it. I drink filtered water.
Yeah.
But when I'm thirsty, I'm
Well, to get that
right.
that poison stuff out. And remember, Trump also authorized the corporations to dump right into our
He
water
sure
system.
Did. He said, "Go right ahead." And Arson, he says Donovan is talking about the Federal Reserve, which is privately owned. People generally
Privately owned,
don't
right.
realize that, so it's hard to get out of debt for the entire country. Absolutely. In essence, if you are not gainfully employed, can't get gainfully employed, how are you supposed to live?
You're
Are you
not.
supposed to be homeless? That is what is about to happen.
Yes, you're not supposed to live.
I was telling my brother this and my daughter the other day. I said, and this is my favorite saying, you guys. There, but for the grace of God, there go I. Every time I see somebody homeless or somebody who appears to be struggling, I say that to myself because, you know, while I don't always have everything I need and I want, I'm not homeless.
Right.
But I always tell them, look at these people out here. A lot of these people look newly homeless.
Yes, and
You know-
and here in California, have you seen so many white people that are homeless? now?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, white folk.
But
We're
you're-
just talking about white
right.
folk.
And you're seeing these people who look like they haven't been out there long, and so you're like, God, Lee. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, in all parts of town. Before it was just downtown.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, for those that haven't been keeping up on California news, and we don't expect you to, cities are making ordinances to get rid of these homeless people.
Yep.
Running them out of there. But where are they going to go?
Right. They're going to do a surviving
Yeah,
game on them or
yeah.
something.
Did they just go to the next city and there's another ordinance? They keep moving these
Right.
people place to place.
What
It's
if
so-
they did something like a surviving a game?
How do you know they're not already doing it?
Okay, they might be doing that. Y'all better check on your loved ones.
Yes, that are missing.
You know, been surviving the game part 2.
That's it.
And then Charles says the taxes what give our money value. America is in debt. We print on our own money. We have been lied to by our politicians. Modern monetary theory. I suggest we learn economics. So absolutely.
Yes. China owns a lot of our
a lot
debt.
of our money. Yes. And also says fluoride is in water, and I wonder what the other thing Donovan is referring to. I don't know that there is potassium chloride in the Dasani water.
What's that cyanide? I think it's cyanide or something like that. Yeah, it's something deadly. Whatever he authorized.
Arsenic?
Arsenic. That's what it is. Arsenic. Trump authorized the level of arsenic to be risen.
So now that's when they say what's in the water around here.
Yes.
We know why. Okay,
Yes.
that explains
It's arsenic.
some
It's
people
arsenic.
who are off their rockets now to me.
It is arsenic.
Okay, so he says, I don't know that there is potassium chloride in the Dasani water, which is something they also use to put in lethal injection. Makes me wonder why. Population control. that old new school eugenics program that's going on. And
Wake up, people.
And the Federal Reserve is not constitutional.
Nope.
Nixon is the one that got rid of the gold
standard.
It
Yeah.
is not constitutional.
Right. But
look at all these history majors.
And that's what I'm saying.
And,
if people like them, you doing your show, that's why they keep censoring us, because they don't want people to wake up from this information. Because if you knew what was going on, I'm definitely sure you would put a stop to it.
But you know what the crazy part to what you're saying is? A lot of people will challenge you. That ain't true. Like I had somebody trying to challenge me yesterday on something when I was saying something about the Black Panthers, and he said, "Well, it was a black dude said name 5 political prisoners." So I named some Black
5.
Panthers, and he says, "Well, how do you know they're not political prisoners?" Or the COINTEL program was out of commission then, and I was like, "You know what? I'm done."
Or arguing with somebody about Obamacare versus the ACA.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, I'm not. You know what my favorite phrase is now? Get thee behind me, Satan, and never come to me again. That's what I say to him. I say that to him on YouTube and Facebook. Get thee behind me, Satan. I'm done. Don't ever speak to me no more.
And for some of your listeners and watchers, if they want to have some good reading, tell them to go to your YouTube. Go to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, go to my YouTube channel. Oh my God, they call me everything but the child of
yes,
God.
they do. Oh man.
And then Al says, y'all, our viewers aren't listening. Take their advice since they aren't using it anyway. I think I jacked that up. And then Jonelle says, they've been doing surviving the game. We all surviving the game. Heading straight to famine, stock up on food, water, supplies, a survival kit like they're doing, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad warned. Yes, I'm telling y'all, when my dad used to say that back in the day, I thought that man was cuckoo bananas.
Right.
I'm like, Daddy, why are we saving up on water and food? And yeah, right. But now, in the last couple of years, I was like, he was telling the truth.
Yep.
We better save up.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it's getting to that point.
The have and the have-nots.
That's funny, though. We are surviving the game.
We are. And that's all it is, surviving.
Right.
We're not living, we're surviving.
Right. And just,
very sad.
like, just above water. Like,
Yeah.
And then, you know.
And it's just amazing to me how we do not rise up. It is amazing.
I think, but just in general, we as black people are just used to the struggle. Like, we're used to it. It's like
oh, well.
old people used to say, it's burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, so. But anyway, it is, what time is it?
It is 4:18.
Oh, okay. My watch is tripping. I thought it was like 5 o'clock. I was like, wait a second. I know my vocal cord should be toe up. But so, if I don't, we got another 15 minutes, you guys. If you guys want to talk about something else, I'll just fix my watch. If y'all want to talk about something else, Nancy said, just try to bust open your permanent disability. Asthma, allergies, arthritis, fibromyalgia, disc, and degenerative disease. Diabetes, has surgeries on both hands. Left knee. Need my neck done to lower my back.
Dang.
Shut up, Donovan. Lower my back.
Well.
And to lower my back. Where in the F am I supposed to work? America sucks. Work for 40 years. Yeah, you got all that going on. I mean, what can you, unless you really, and even sitting behind the desk, that's not going to be good for you.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you supposed to work until you're dead? I mean, how much working are you going to do?
A lot of people do that, though.
But
a lot
why?
of people are, I mean, how many of us know elderly people who are like in their 70s and they're not working part-time.
My mom.
Your mom. They're working full-time, like a 9 to 5.
But my mom's working because she has nothing else to do.
Right, that's different. But I'm talking about a lot of people who are just like, I have to do this.
I got grandbabies.
Grandbabies, or
I'm in debt.
I didn't save up enough money to retire. Got this house note still.
But okay, let me ask you this. And those that are listening, have you guys ever thought about this? Why would you, if you're in your 70s, what's the point of saving all that money and you're still saving the money? When are you going to spend it?
And by the time you retire at 70, it's like, oh, this rocking chair looked divine.
Right, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
Good old rocking chair right
You're
here.
not going anywhere. And I'm not advocating how you want to do your thing, but I'm just saying I had an epiphany. I'm not leaving my kids shit. I mean, they better hope that, I get in an auto accident or something like that, because by the time I go, I'm going to be a burden on society.
Can you leave me in the wheel then, since you don't care where the money goes? Just,
What money?
I'm not going to push you.
I'm going to spend it all.
I ain't going to do nothing to you
Yeah,
now.
no, I'm spending it all.
Okay. Well, I mean, a lot of people feel like that, you know.
Or just, I mean,
my philosophy is, and I know this is probably stupid, and I do have a financial planning background, so this is going to be irresponsible. But my ideology sometimes is, what if I got hit by a bus?
right.
What did I do with my life? Did I go travel? Did I
Right.
go do something?
Did you do something that you wanted to do?
Did I just work, and then I'm this old, decrepit lady, and
Who wants to go to Hawaii or Paris
In a wheelchair.
and you're in a wheelchair and you got all your meds with you? You know, your man needs his blue pills.
TSA,
Yeah.
like, okay, what's that?
Right.
That's my blue pill shit.
Right. Yeah.
And then let's see. Ed says, "You heard of the purge, right? That's how things are going down."
Yes.
No, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yeah,
we
that's
think
scary.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
But are we surviving the game, and are we in the purge? Because that's exactly what's going on. Like, we're supposed to be the bomb country, but we got homeless people. I saw a dude under the bridge the other day. He's just changing his clothes, and I'm just digging in his bag, changing his clothes.
There is a girl, couldn't have been in her middle, maybe late 30s. She lives in the park over here. You see her every day.
Where is she gonna go?
But then again, I can see where she probably was on drugs. And I'm not saying everybody makes mistakes. No, but you know what I mean. But that's the reason why I never tried drugs, because not everybody's going to have the same reaction. Some people's brains get fried. Some people have euphoria, you know, and it's really good for them. But some people a bad experience, and it seems like she had a bad experience with it. And now she's living in the park, and she's not even 40 years old.
There, but for the grace of God, there go I.
But if you want to talk about something, let's talk about your boy LeBron James. Where do you think he's going to end up?
Okay, I'm gonna read these comments, and then Donnie wants to ask him about somebody named LeBron James, whoever that is.
King James.
And I didn't follow any of that. And so Jonelle says, we comfortable like the frog in the hot boiling water. It's getting hotter. It's true. It's like, that's exactly what we are. We should call ourselves the black boiling frog. Just have no idea. Just sit there and just boil to death.
Just boil.
Like,
It's like a cow when the barn's on fire. Cows do not run out of burning barns. They just sit there and burn up.
Like, I'm going to be ground beef anyway. Might as well just get it over with.
It's over with.
Nancy says, don't let Walter hear that. I know. Like, when I said
your financial plan going.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying to be people to be irresponsible, but I mean, to your point, we work to death. We work to the very end of the time. You know, we get this old funky watch for a retirement gift that says, have a nice retirement. To go do what?
Right, because your company's going to go on. Yeah, because your company's going to go on with or without you.
Right.
So what's the point of staying there 40 years dedicated, and they're going to give you just a funky ass watch?
Not me. I'll be up under that bridge before that happens. Jonelle says, your heaven is now while you're living. Enjoy your life, but be aware. That is so beautifully put.
Yes, beautiful
because
put.
That is the way I see life. Tomorrow ain't promised, although I know I'm going to be here a long time. It ain't promised. And I don't want to be one of those people who, like you said, are very loyal to a company, and then once they show you out the door, it's like Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
When they set him free, it's like, what do I do now?
Right.
And then Al said, okay, I tried to be nice. Listen now. I ain't going to read this mess if it's, you know. Al's Jack joke of the day.
Okay, let's get it.
What noise did my stepdad... Okay, let me read this first. Okay, that's not too bad. Al Jack joke of the day. What noise did my stepdad's side piece this weekend... What noise did my stepdad's side piece, I think it meant, make this weekend once they got busted in a cheap motel? Hormones. Like hormones. My stepdad is so ugly, he even mooned the werewolf. Hardy har har. And Arson says, Donovan saying he's not leaving anything to his kids. I never thought I would ever challenge him or you, but
Go ahead.
Just so you guys know, my experience up here has told me that this is one of the reasons. He went in.
No, go ahead.
This is one of the reasons why white people start ahead of us every single generation. We all share more or less the same amount of time, but the starting lines are different.
Right.
And this is one of the factors that's affecting it. When you all say we need to invest and build for the community, it's specifically to leave something behind, guys. No, absolutely, and I agree with that. And what you're talking about is leaving a legacy. Now, I didn't say I wasn't leaving a legacy. That's Scrooge by Donovan. He said he ain't leaving nothing for his kids.
Well, and here's the difference, though. I don't need to leave nothing for my kids because I have raised my boys to be men to where they're going to take my
And-
legacy and move on stronger.
And that is the difference.
Right.
And I know that about Donovan. So it's not like he's saying 18, hit the road, Jack.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to equip you with the things
Everything
that
you
you need so that you don't need my stuff. But since I'm here, I'm going to spend my money.
And whatever's left is left.
He's got a lot of it.
Whatever's left is left.
But for me, on the other hand, I do believe in leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
A lot of times that is by a life insurance policy, which I have.
And I
if
have.
I get hit by, he has to. If I get hit by a bus, my daughter's going to be well off. She's going to roll me down the mountain and keep on stepping.
Right.
She's not even going to bury me.
See, and that's the thing. I'm glad you clarified that because a lot of people get that confused. If you've equipped your children with everything that they need, you don't really need to leave anything for them because they've already got.
Right, but I get what he said.
Yeah.
We should leave a legacy because I don't want to say, because I get in trouble when I say we are the only ones, but we as black people, a lot of us do kick our children out of the home.
Yeah, no, I'm
they're
not that.
unprepared to deal with life, and they end up in trouble because we didn't teach them anything.
Both my boys are college graduates. One went to an HBCU and will be continuing on to his master's.
Look at you.
And you people with the tax dollars are giving him $1,000.
Keep on.
So he's got a legacy. Better than mine.
But to that point, people who don't teach their kids nothing, and then they do leave them something, what do they end up doing? They end up tricking off the family
whole
property,
thing, right.
grandma's farm.
Or simple not paying the taxes.
Not paying the taxes. So we got to start teaching our children about economics too. But I do believe in leaving a legacy.
Now, I'm trying to hook him up with Deanna, but,
My daughter's like, listen, I'm going to finish school and I'm going to be traveling. Y'all going to be looking for me, okay?
Okay, gotcha.
And Jonelle says LeBron is going to end up counting his money. He's good.
Right, but is he going to the Sixers? He's not going to stay in Cleveland. But here's the funny thing about LeBron, and nobody seems to have caught LeBron. LeBron built that team.
Well, he did do a good job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when he was up there saying like, well, I got no support, these are the guys that you picked. I couldn't believe it.
It's Khloe's fault. It's the Kardashians' fault.
Yeah. Christian Thomas, LeBron picked him. Corver, LeBron picked him. Brought him in. These are all his boys he brought in. And now you're going to sit up there and complain because you didn't win the championship? And here's another thing for those that don't know statistics. LeBron has lost 6 NBA championships. He's only won 3. Now, Steph Curry has 3 championships, just as much as LeBron. And we're still debating, is LeBron better than Michael Jordan? And I'm not even a Michael Jordan fan. I don't think so.
You heard it here first, okay? Al says LeBron just found out his wife is taking her talents to Golden State because KD can put a ring on it. Oh
That's
my God.
it. That's
Nancy
it.
says, is Walter's shadow behind you? That's Donovan. I would turn it to him, but it messes up the effects of all the whoopty-whoop if I turn it. But that's Donovan. But I look like Walter now with my haircut. That's my older brother, y'all. And Charles says, outstanding Donovan.
Yes.
Don't blow his head up too much. Al says, just because Donovan doesn't care about lazy people doesn't mean he doesn't understand. Yeah, he understands it. Yeah, he gets it.
All I'm saying is, when we were younger, nobody was, going out of their way to help, at least help me.
You better quit lying on your mama.
No. She was helping me, but see, I was a man enough to say, Mom, I don't want your help. I want to figure it out first.
Right.
Don't jump in and save me until I ask for it.
Well, your mama wasn't going to be letting you just be hanging out doing nothing.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And Jonelle says, you must give your children wisdom, which is greatest inheritance than material. Material
and that's
is
what I
good,
gave them.
But if you raise fools, your legacy is pop.
Yeah.
So make sure the children are wise with the wealth they left. Yeah, that's like you said. A lot of people get the wealth and all of it is gone in a year's time. And the government or the city got the property that your grandparents had since 1918.
And that's a big problem in the South right now.
And that says, thanks, you guys are interesting. Thank you.
30 seconds.
And okay, got 30 seconds, y'all. So for the podcast, we are out of here. We will hear y'all, and y'all will hear us next week. If you have any questions or concerns or topics you want us to talk about, please hit us up. And then Al says, ask D&D, if mama passes on, should one kid get more money than the other, or should everything be split equally? Well, I say, off the top of my head, I say equally if the kids are equally equipped to handle what mama leaves behind.
True.
That's all I got to say about that. But